Alright, we're doing another 5 lists. That's right, keep getting questioned about doing 5 lists. So, here's my 5 hardest things of being a CNA. I was a CNA for 6 years before I became a nurse. And I did it. We'll say that. Number 5 is the same reason as number 5 on why I love nursing, but this is what's so hard about being a CNA: getting paid. Getting paid. As a CNA, you are going to work very hard. There's a lot of times that you don't get to sit down and you're not going to get paid very much. You're going to get paid, I think the highest I ever made as a CNA was $11.42. $11.42 for pretty hard work. That's what happens. Now, it did come with benefits, insurance. It wasn't 401k, but 403b, things like that. So I did get benefits, but at the same time I got paid $11.43. I only had one child, or $11.42, I'm sorry. Had one child and my wife and I, and it was still a struggle. So you're not going to get paid a whole lot. Number 4 is just those hours that you have to work. You work the same hours as the nurses. If you know anybody that's a nurse, they work some crazy hours. If you know anybody that's also a CNA, or not also a CNA, but if you also know someone who's a CNA, they work those same hours. They work the exact same hours as the nursing staff. So your hours are crazy. They hurt you at night or in the day or whenever it is you do it. I did 7P to 7A as a CNA. It was tough. It was tough, especially around that 3 a.m. I would get cold. I always did. I always got cold every night. I don't know why. I just got cold. So, number 4, the hours that you work. Number 3, and this depends on the facility, is equipment. A lot of times, now I will say, when I worked at the hospital as a CNA, we had plenty of equipment. We were up to date on everything. When I went to the nursing home or long-term care, there's a lot of times where we were out of equipment. And so, you're giving people baths without gloves and stuff like that, because as a nurse, I even do it. You hoard gloves. The nurses stuff gloves in their pockets. I do it as a nurse. I learned to do it as a CNA. Opening shift, you find the box of gloves and you cram as much gloves as you can in your pocket. But as a CNA, a lot of times you run out, because CNAs, you see the dirty work. I mean, you just do. And so having the proper equipment, and I'm just going to kind of say gloves. There's also, lifts that you would definitely benefit from. Every now and then you have a patient that doesn't have like the elevated toilet seat. I can't think of the name of it right now. But a lot of times you don't have that, and you need that as a CNA. So lack of equipment is a lot of times the hardest thing. Like I said, at the hospital, I had it. The hospital had the budget for it. When I worked at the hospital as CNA, they had all the equipment that we needed. And when I went to the nursing home, that's when it kind of got a little bit more scarce. So number 3 is having the equipment. It's whatever. Number 2 and number 1, I'm going to combine, because in my opinion, one's not harder or worse than the other. But number 2 and number 1 is lifting patients and cleaning patients. So a lot of times you got to lift and clean. I mean, you do. And CNAs, you are the very bottom of the rung on nursing staff. Well, a PCA is under you, but a PCA can't touch the patient. So the very bottom rung is you as a CNA, and when there's a big, huge duty blowout, you're the one cleaning it up. If somebody throws up all over somebody else, you got to clean both of them up. If somebody throws up all over you, you got to clean them up and then you. I mean, you know, it is what it is, and a lot of times you have to pick these people up. Now, I found ways to pick up people, and depending on certain people, I found out ways to pick up this person as opposed to that person. But you still gonna be doing some lifting. I know that the facilities say like no more than 50 pounds or whatever. No. I remember picking up like deadlifting like 150-pound people, and you know, if they weighed any more than that, I'd get somebody else to help me, and we'd get like a draw sheet. And I mean, people get heavy, and you are the one that lifts them as the CNA. It's just, you know, you're the bottom rung. The nurse is probably passing meds or treatments or assessments or, you know, whatever it may be. You got to pick up that patient. And even more so if you're in home health. If you're in home health, which I did do home health for about 3 years. If you're in home health, you're by yourself. You got to pick that patient up. So, you know, it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. Being a CNA is not the easiest job in the world. You're picking up people, setting down people, cleaning up people, you know. So I don't know which one will be worse than the other as far as cleaning or picking up. So we'll give it a tie for first. You know, it is what it is. I will say, and I'm going to do another video. Somebody asked me to do another one about top 5 things I loved about being a CNA. I'm going to go ahead and mention now, yes, you do all of that bad. I don't really want to call it bad because everybody has accidents, you know. So, you know, it's just human bodily functions. But at the end of the day, you still help that person, you know, and hopefully they're grateful for it. So, you know, it is what it is. People, you know, it is what it is. But those are my top 5 hardest things about being a CNA, top 5 hardest things about being a CNA. I've heard CNAs, I was not one of them, I've heard CNAs that had terrible nursing staff that they would just argue like in the hallway. So that would change people's minds. That wasn't me, thankfully, but those are my top 5. Hope it helps. Thank you much.